What's up everybody, welcome to a new video for today, and in today's video we're going to be talking about low ticket dropshipping versus high ticket dropshipping. What are some of the pros, some of the cons? I'm going to show you guys some examples of a high ticket product, a store selling it, an ad copy, some key points they're hitting. I'm going to show you the same thing for a low ticket store, a low ticket product, an ad copy for that, a store selling it, and some key points they're hitting. We're going to talk about some pros and cons, why you should do one over the other, why you shouldn't do one over the other, things you need to look out for, guys. We're going to cover all of that in this video, and you're going to see a lot of great examples of current active stores running high and low ticket products. So stick around because it's going to be a good one. Now guys, you know I give away one free consulting call every single video, and today's consulting call winner is right here. Congratulations, you have won today's consulting call. Just message me on Instagram with your name and your number, and we will set up a time to talk about whatever you want. It's a free 30-minute consulting call all about you. If you want to win a free consulting call, all you have to do, it's pretty simple. 1, be subscribed. 2, like this video, and 3, comment ECOM, E-C-O-M, down in the comments below. And that is it. You are literally entered to win a free consulting call with your boy right here. So now that we covered that, let's get right on into the video. Low ticket versus high ticket dropshipping. So first things first, we need to understand what's the difference between a low ticket product and a high ticket product. Some of you guys might know this, some of you guys might not know this, so we'll go over this pretty quickly. A low ticket product really is a product kind of under $100, has a low price point, isn't really that expensive, and a high ticket product is a product over $100. You know, there's no like set price point for low ticket versus high ticket. I'm using a $100 price point for this video. Below 100 is low ticket, above 100 is high ticket, just because it's easy. Now there are obviously high ticket products that are thousands of dollars, and there are low ticket products that are over $100. But to make it easy for everyone on this video, anything under $100 is low ticket, anything above $100 is high ticket. I have two products right in front of us. The product on the left is like a slimming massager pretty much, and it basically massages the fat out of you. So that's the low ticket product, and the high ticket product is a 3-in-1 car jack. You guys can see right there. It's kind of hard to see what it is. So first things first, we're going to talk about why you should sell a high ticket product. What are some of the pros of selling a high ticket product? You don't need as much volume. So if you want to make $100 in revenue in your first day of your store, if you're selling a low ticket product that's worth 20 bucks, you need to sell 5 of them. You need to make 5 sales. But if you're selling a higher ticket product, let's just say a product that's worth $100, you only need to make 1 sale to make $100 in revenue. So you don't need nearly as much volume to make the same amount or similar amount of profit. Now the next one right here is more profit, much more profit. It's very self-explanatory. If you're selling a product that's $100 and it costs you $20 to get that, you have an $80 profit margin. But if you're selling a $25 product and it costs you $5 to get it, your profit margin is only $20. So to make $80 profit with that low ticket product, you need to make 4 sales for $20 profit each. And for a high ticket product, you only need to make 1 sale. So for 1/5 the amount of sales, you can get the same amount of profit with a higher ticket product. And the next one is kind of a double-edged sword. If you're selling less volume, then you don't need as much customer support. If you have 100 orders a day, obviously you're going to be getting a lot of emails. Once again, if you're selling a $25 product, you need to sell 40 of them a day to do $1,000 in sales. But if you're selling a $100 product, you only need to sell 10 to get $1,000 in sales. So just think about the amount of customer support of 10 orders versus 40 orders in a single day. The next one is higher business valuation. You know, obviously if your business is making more money, you have a higher profit margin, it's gonna be worth more money. The next one is less competition. So if you're selling a higher ticket product right now, chances are you have less competition than everyone selling all these viral products on Facebook and Instagram that are already selling. The amount of people who choose to sell lower ticket products is much higher than people who sell higher ticket products, just because they have the misconception that higher ticket products are harder to sell. So what that does is that creates more competition for everyone selling lower ticket products. We'll get into that for the cons of low ticket product selling, but right now, if you're selling a higher ticket product and it's doing well, chances are you do not have a ton of competition just because it's a unique product. You only need to have a couple orders a day to make a good amount of profit. Next one is better chance of profiting. Like I was saying earlier, if you're selling a $100 product and it only costs you $20 to actually buy that product, you have an $80 profit margin. So that means you can go ahead and spend up to $80 on Facebook to get 1 single sale, and you'll be break even. So right now, the cost of Facebook ads going up, you have a much better chance of profiting in the long run with a higher ticket product than you do with a lower ticket product, because the more you scale, the more money you throw at Facebook, the higher your cost per acquisition becomes. And you know, it could start off at $5 per purchase, but if you're spending a couple $1,000s a day, you could easily go above $10 per purchase, and then you're only profiting a couple bucks per sale. But if I'm selling a higher ticket product and it costs me $20 to get a sale, I still make $60 per sale. That kind of ties into the next one, which is higher ceiling for error. So some days on Facebook are better than others. Some days your cost per acquisition, your cost per purchase on Facebook could be $10 per purchase. Some days it could be $25 per purchase. It fluctuates. Facebook isn't the same every single day. So if you're selling a product that has a $20 profit margin and one day you're getting a $10 cost per purchase, so you're making $10 per sale, fantastic. But the very next day could be a bad day on Facebook and you could have a $25 cost per purchase, and now all of a sudden you're losing $5 per sale because you're spending $5 more than your actual profit margin. But if your cost per purchase on Facebook goes up from $10 one day to $25 the next day, and you're selling a higher ticket product, now all of a sudden you go from profiting $70 per sale to $65 or to $55 per sale. So you have a bigger room for error if you're selling products that are worth more, because you can make more profit in the long run, which means you can spend more on Facebook to actually get that sale and not have to worry about, am I profitable or not. Now the next one is trustworthiness. If you're selling a higher ticket product, your site needs to be very trustworthy and it needs to be clean. You need to have a customer support chat. You need to have maybe a phone number. You need to have a lot of things set up. And if those are set up, we'll talk about that later on in this video, but if those are set up, your site is now much more trustworthy than a lower ticket product store. So the last one right here is higher upsell value. Now think about this. If somebody's willing to spend several $100s for a product on my store, one single product, if I wanted to sell them an upsell for maybe a $60 product, the chance of them accepting that upsell is much higher than somebody who's buying a $20 product and that I want to upsell with a $50 product. If they're willing to spend a couple $100s for a one single product, they will definitely be willing to spend an extra $50 or $40 or so for another upsell. Because at that point, the customer has already decided, yes, I'm willing to spend several $100s on this site. I trust it, it's safe. So if they throw a $60 product in my face, might as well add that to my cart. All right, so now let's go over some examples of a higher ticket product. This right here, the page is called Mysterio. I think I've talked about this product before. It's a really popular product. I've sold this in the past, actually. The product that you guys saw in the first slide of this video, it is a 3-in-1 car jack. They're selling this for $300. Now on AliExpress, you can get this for $54 with $67 shipping. That's around $121 if you do the math. 54 plus 67 is like $121. That gives you a $179 profit margin. So now this page can go ahead and spend $100 to get one single purchase and still make upwards of $80 with no upsells. So that's pretty incredible. Their site's name is omegasentinel.com. .store, not even .com, and their site is not trustworthy at all, but it's working. So not every single time you need to have a trustworthy site, as you guys can see right here. This doesn't look trustworthy at all, but it's working very, very well. Now, if they had a trustworthy site, I assume their conversion rate would double what it is right now, but $179 profit margin for that one single product. Now we're going to go into reasons why you should sell a lower ticket product. So lower ticket products are much easier to sell. If you're a beginner, lower ticket products, I would recommend you sell those instead of higher ticket products because they're just impulse buys. If you're a beginner, ultimately your goal is just to get someone to purchase an item off your site. That is literally step number one. Get your first ka-ching and then understand how to get more ka-chings. You just have a much better chance of somebody buying a $25 to $40 product off your site than you do of having a customer buy a $300 product off your site, because you're a beginner, maybe your site's not that trustworthy, maybe it doesn't look that great. Unless you're Omega Sentinel, you have a harder chance of doing that. It does not require a fancy site. You don't need to go above and beyond to have your site look absolutely perfect your first time around. You can still sell a product if your site's really basic. People who are buying lower ticket products most likely are buying the product just for the product, not necessarily the brand or its vision or anything like that. They're looking at the product, it's an impulse buy, they want to buy that product right then and there, and that's what they're going to do. Lower ticket product stores are much, much easier to sell just because they're impulse buys. And that goes into the next one. It's beginner friendly and there's less risk. So think about this. If you're selling a product that costs you $100 to ship, you may be selling it for $300. Somebody goes ahead and pays $300 on your site. You spend another $100 or so to ship it out. Now they're asking for a refund. That's going to cost you $400. However much, the $300 they paid, the $100 you spent to ship the product, and that doesn't even include the amount of money you spent to actually acquire that one customer. One chargeback, one refund, one dispute, that could really cost you a lot of money if you're selling a higher ticket product. But if you're selling a lower ticket product, then maybe it only costs you $5 to fulfill, the product costs $25, and if a customer wants a refund, you only lose around $30 or so. The risk is a lot lower selling lower ticket products. There are so many suppliers out there selling lower ticket products just because there are so many lower ticket products out there. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lower ticket products out there that you can sell. So there are so many suppliers fighting to get that chance to be the supplier to sell you that one product. If a product is super popular, there's at least 10 different suppliers on AliExpress that are willing to sell you that product. You just have to go ahead and pick the very best one that's most reliable, that's most trustworthy, and that you think would fulfill your products within a timely manner. The lower ticket products are absolutely everywhere. Next one is, it's an impulse buy. We kind of talked about that one already, so I'm not really going to go over that again. The one after that says better for lower budget ads. So if you're starting dropshipping, you're getting into it, and you have a $500 budget pretty much, you have a much better chance of selling lower ticket products, because selling a lower ticket product means you don't need to spend nearly as much on Facebook or on Instagram to get that first sale. You have a much higher chance of getting your first sale with less ad spend on a lower ticket product. And the last one is it requires less upfront cash. So if you're testing a lower ticket product and your margin is $20, you can cut ads very, very fast because you know if it spends over $20, you're not profitable. But if your profit margin is $100, you're gonna have to spend upwards to $100 to test that one ad set or to test the creative or to test whatever you're testing. It's a lot easier to read your data with lower ticket products because you can spend less money to know exactly what's working, what's not working. But with a higher ticket product with higher margins, you need to spend a little bit more money to know exactly if it's gonna work or not. So now that we talked about some pros of selling a lower ticket product, let's look at an example. So this is a product I've mentioned in one of my previous videos. It's just a very, very generic low ticket product. So this is actually a different store selling it, and I believe they started after I made that video, so maybe they saw my video, maybe they didn't. But it's a cat, it's a cat harness. Example of a perfect low ticket product. So they're selling this for $26 pretty much, and they're getting this product for around $10. So their margins are about $16 or so. For shipping, for every single order, they're not really charging free shipping, so that could increase their profit margins to $20 plus. Obviously, a perfect low ticket product would be a product that costs like $1 and you can sell for like $25 to $30. That's what I would ideally look for, but this is the first thing that popped up, and it's just a really popular ad with a product that solves a problem. All right, so now let's get into some cons of selling a higher ticket product. Like I mentioned earlier, chargebacks hurt a lot if you're selling a multi-$100 product. I don't really have to explain that one. It just hurts a lot sending a couple $100 back after you've already got that purchase. Next one is you need more cash to start. I kind of just talked about this a couple minutes ago, but you need to have more money to start testing on Facebook, testing on Instagram to see which ad sets, which audiences, which angles work the best for you. And you won't know exactly what works the best unless you spend around your profit margin worth of ad spend for each ad set. Let's just say if your profit margin is $80, you'd have to spend $50 to $80 or so before you know if an ad set's going to work or not. So if you're testing 10 different ad sets, that could easily rack up to $500 to $1,000 because you just need to spend more money to see if it actually works. I talk about all that in my program. That's the first link in the description if you're interested. It just requires more money. It's pretty simple. It just requires more money. The next one is processor issues. So if you're selling a higher ticket product, you might run into some issues with payment processors. Some processors could deem you as a high risk merchant and ban you. You basically need to be on top of your game, on top of absolutely everything. Your customer support, your fulfillment, your shipping times have to be on point. If you have a month-long shipping, it's not going to work for high ticket drop shipping. It's that simple. Nobody's going to spend $400 on a product and be happy waiting over a month for it. That's just not the case. So if those aren't all lined up, if you don't have those fast shipping times, customer support, live chats, maybe phone number to call, you're going to run into chargebacks, refunds, and unhappy customers, and that means you're going to have some processing issues. That ties into the next one, which is customer support needs to be on point. You need to have a team. You need to have an actual customer support team that will respond to emails within like an hour or less than an hour, that will be able to answer phone calls, that will be answering any kind of questions your customer has as soon as possible. Because usually as long as customers get responded to in a timely manner, they will understand if something's going on, if there's an issue with their order, they'll be pretty understanding. But if you don't respond to them for a week, they're just gonna get more and more angry, and then after maybe 5 days or so, they'll actually go ahead and make a chargeback with their bank, and then you've lost, and you have to basically now fight for your money back. You need to have a system set up and a process, so if anything like this happens, you know exactly what to do and you're prepared for that. Next one is your website needs to be ideal. Not like the Omega Sentinel website we just saw before. That's an outlier. I don't know why people are buying a $300 product off that website, but you need to have a good looking website. It needs to be ideal, it needs to be branded. It just needs to look good, it needs to be trustworthy. The next one is chance of very unhappy customers. This is what I was mentioning a couple minutes ago. If your customer isn't satisfied, if they're not getting the product in a timely manner, and if you're not responding to their customer support requests, they are going to be very unhappy. I would be very unhappy if I spent $500, $600 on a website and I didn't get the support that I deserved, because that just tells me that the website doesn't care, they're just taking my money. Maybe I'll start thinking that they're a scam, who knows, but your customer support needs to be on point. Everything needs to be on point, or else you run the risk of having very, very, very unhappy customers. Your customers expect high quality products. If they're gonna spend a couple $100 on a product, they expect it to look good. They don't expect it to come from Alibaba or AliExpress. They want it to look really clean, really good, high quality, very functional. So you have higher expectations for your website and for your product quality, and for everything, your customer support, your fulfillment, shipping times, all that. You just have a higher bar. The bar is raised and you have to meet that bar. Now the next one is Facebook ad costs are higher. We've gone over that one. It's going to cost you a little bit more money to get that sale than it would be to sell like a $15 to $20 product. If you're selling a higher ticket product, most of the time it isn't really an impulse buy. They don't just buy it right then and there. They do have a chance of doing that, and that does happen. But if you're selling a product that's over a couple $100, what I've noticed in the past, personally. Usually they have to see my ad a couple times before they actually go ahead and purchase the product. Customers can look at my ad and then go ahead and buy the product maybe 3 or 4 days later on my site after they've done some research. People love to do research. If I'm gonna spend $300 on a product, I'm gonna do some research on it. I wanna make sure it's good, it's quality, there aren't better offers elsewhere. I'm gonna do my due diligence on the product. So chances are if you're selling a higher ticket product, it's gonna be harder to track on Facebook if you're doing like a 2-day, 1-day conversion window, because higher ticket products just take longer to convert. And you need to show your customers the ad more than once, most likely, for them to actually go ahead and purchase. Now, we've talked about faster shipping expected. That's just a given. You need to deliver very fast. And the last one is more apps required. So you need to spend more money on your site to give your site more trustworthiness. All right, now cons of low ticket, here we go. So margins are not nearly as much as high ticket. That's pretty obvious. If you're selling a low ticket product, your margins are hopefully $20, and if not, you're selling the wrong product. To make a lot of money, you need to have high volume selling a low ticket product. So more sales equals more customer support. More sales also equals higher risk of refunds or chargebacks or unhappy customers. More volume also increases the risk of logistic issues. If you're sending out 1,000 units every single month, chances are some of those units are going to get stuck in customs. Maybe they're gonna get lost in shipping. Maybe they're not even gonna get sent out. Maybe they're gonna get damaged. Maybe they'll get delivered to the wrong address. There are so many issues that can basically come up when you're shipping a product, because you're shipping from China in the end. You're shipping across the world right now. So if you're shipping 1,000 units, obviously there's going to be some units that do not get delivered, and there will be issues like the ones I just mentioned before. So the more you sell, the more refunds you're going to have, the more people who are not going to get their product, and you need to be on top of that. You need to have a customer support system set up so a customer who doesn't receive their product or tracking stuck can automatically get a new one. All right, the next one is the more you scale, the less you profit, because the more you spend on Facebook every day, the less margin you have. So if you're selling a product that only has a $20 profit margin and you're getting a $5 cost per purchase, you might scale that product pretty fast and realize that your cost per purchase is now $15, and now you're profiting only $5 per sale. So now you need to think, is it more profitable to sell only 10 a day and profit $10 or $15 per sale than it would be to sell 100 a day and only profit $5 per sale? Don't only think, okay, yeah, if I sell 100 units at $5 profit, I'm gonna make $500 profit, compared to if I sell 10 units at $15 profit, I might make only $150 profit. Yes, you might make more profit selling 100 units at $5 profit, but you now have to think about everything I just mentioned before: refunds, customer disputes, shipping, logistic issues, lost packages, all of that stuff. You need to budget that and keep that in mind when you're scaling up. All right, guys, overall conclusion, it's conclusion time. I would recommend all beginners start with lower ticket items. I don't recommend you go straight into higher ticket dropshipping, because you need to learn how to get that first sale. Once you can start selling products regularly, you know the whole process, how to run Facebook ads, how to set up your upsells, your downsells, your shipping, how to make a good looking, trustworthy website. Once that's all done, then I would suggest you go into high ticket dropshipping, because there's more experience needed. You really need to be on top of your customer service. You really need to be on top of your store. Your fulfillment and all of that needs to be really on point. And if you're just starting, you're not going to be on point. You're not going to be 100% accurate. And there's still a lot to learn. So you can make mistakes on a low ticket product store and not have to worry about losing a lot of money. High ticket can be very rewarding if you set your business up correctly. So if you know what you're doing, if you pass the beginner phase and you know what you're doing and you find a correct, good product with a good margin, you can make a lot of money, and you can make a lot of money really fast with a fraction of the amount of orders that you would need to with a lower ticket product store. Now, both methods can be extremely profitable. I've scaled high ticket product stores, I've scaled lower ticket product stores, and they're both great. It's just up to you, personal preference, and what you're willing to manage. Lower ticket stores do require less money up front. You don't need to spend as much money to test, all that kind of stuff. You don't need to have a perfect looking website. Higher ticket stores, you do. Guys, that pretty much sums it up for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I noticed a lot of you guys are unsubscribed but still watch these videos. Why don't you smash that subscribe button? If this video gave you any good insight, please leave me a like down below. It means a lot. We just hit 10,000 subscribers. I'm super thankful for all of you guys watching these videos. Really, really happy to see you guys enjoying these videos and giving me positive feedback. I read all my comments. I try to reply to as many as possible. So if you leave a comment down below, chances are I'll see it. If you're getting over 20 orders a day and you're looking to have a product sourced, I have a sourcing agency. Actually, our Shopify app's coming out in like 3 weeks or so. 90% of our clients we can get a cheaper price for and faster shipping. And on top of that, we can get you custom packaging, custom labeling. We can change the product if you want. We can add to the product. We can customize it. We can do so much. So if you're interested, not only do we fully automate your business, but our clients save much more money. So like I said, Our only requirement is 20 plus orders a day. If you meet that requirement, then click the second link in the description, brings you to dropshipagent.com. Go to the bottom of the page, fill out the application, and we will get you quotes within 24 to 48 hours. If you're happy with the quotes, awesome. You'll never know if we can get you a cheaper price if you don't fill out a form. So if you're interested in just seeing if we can get you a better price or faster shipping or whatever, if you want to have custom labeling, anything I just mentioned before, fill out the application at dropshipagent.com. Or you can just send me a message on Instagram and I will respond to that within 24 to 48 hours, and we can get you set up with a fully automated fulfillment system with Dropship Agent. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like 100 degrees in California, so I'm sweating. I'm gonna hop off, guys. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Be safe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.